Hello, everyone. Today is September 16th, 2021. It's 5 after 1 Mountain Standard or 5 after 4 Eastern Time, coming to you from Scottsdale, Arizona. My name is Alex Katutis, and I am doing tonight's bonus stock video. We've been doing these about once every week, going over some leading names and what I think is a good position to get yourself in and out and to help that portfolio move higher, because that's what we're here for, is to make money and keep it too. So before we move on to the bonus stock, let's just go over our contact information very briefly. You could reach us at 855 Real Wealth or 855-732-5932, or any of the given emails right here at dan@revereasset.com or alex@revereasset.com, myself, or Don, Hunter, what have you. Give us a shout out, email us, call us. We'd love to chat, help you out with whatever your needs are. All right, let's move on. Let's go over some previous bonus stocks and what I've been doing managing these positions. So Team Atlassian, I had spoken about that if it got above 349.50, which it did, I'd get in. And right now we're sitting at a 15% gain. So I really have no reason to do anything but sit here. If you want to sell above 400, I get it, because you're up 15%. So if you're going to trim your position, just do yourself a favor. Don't sell the whole thing. Like if you want to sell half, 50%, I get it. Take down half and then see what the rest does. But the worst thing you could do is sell all of it and then see this thing just run, because this has been a very strong stock, as you can tell. The other bonus stock that we had gone over previously was Palo Alto Networks, cybersecurity company, excuse me, and another gap up buy that we had gotten around 435 area, and this is sitting at about a 12% gain. So this is also in the same position as Team, where you can maybe trim a little bit if you want. If you want to hold the whole thing, I'm okay with that, because it hasn't broken any key moving averages. You can see right here that 80 MA, it's holding that. That's very strong. It is extended, so for now, just sit, see what it does. Maybe it can consolidate and go sideways, or maybe it just keeps grinding away and keeps making higher highs and lower highs. And what I mean when I say that is that these candles keep ticking up higher prices every day. It's a good sign and a strong stock. A name that I had actually sold, this was one of the first bonus stock videos we did, was Align. I had two reasons why I sold this. So we had a kind of a shaky start to the week, and you could see on this candle right here, I don't know if you guys can see that. Zoom in a little bit for you. Okay. This bar right here had broken that green line, which is the 21 EMA, and I did speak about in the videos that if a line had broken that, and it did twice, the next day it came underneath and closed actually right underneath it, that I would sell it. So I did. I mean, we only made out with like, I think it was a 3 or 4% gain, but at least it wasn't a loss. And to be honest, it wasn't moving as readily as I would like it to, and I'd rather work my money in a stronger name like Team or PNW, like we just went over. So moving on from that, the other stock we have a position on from bonus stock is actually, it's net, but it's not net stock. It's those leaps I had spoken about, those January 140 2023 calls. Okay, you can go back to the previous videos on our YouTube channel. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Press that red subscribe button. You can scroll through the list and find my bonus stock videos. I went over an in-depth analysis of how to position yourself in this name and make the most out of it. Those net leaps, they are neat though, are up 20% from that 2150 buy. So those are working. And I mean, we have close to 500 days still. So there's a lot that could happen, but the good thing is when the market was coming in, the stock held at 21 EMA. You still have to watch the stock, but the key thing that I was seeing is that the leaps weren't really getting crushed. So the market makers, they're seeing what I'm seeing, and they see value in those call options. So for right now, hold. If you haven't bought, it might be a little late to do it because they're already up 20%. But for right now, that's the super winner for me. I think this is going to be a really good return into next year. So what's the new bonus stock? I talked about it in last week's podcast. So make sure you tune into that. We have it every week, once a week. All the guys get together. We share ideas. Tim goes over pretty much everything. So whatever you like, we got. But the name was Affirm, and I bought this gap up day around 110, right? And it goes up to like the 125 area, and then the next trading day it gaps down, and I sold, I got out. But I was telling myself, okay, if I'm going to stay flexible enough that if it starts to come back up, I will buy it. So here at Revere, we did put a position on, and I did buy it for my beta test portfolio and myself in my personal account. I bought stock, and you can try this 110 area if it comes back, or even maybe 115. You see that those 2 days kind of tag that area, so maybe that will flip to support. Got to remember this, it's very extended, so that pink line at 8 EMA, 8 exponential moving average, may have to catch up, and so will the long-term averages. But I mean, right now this is showing a lot of strength with a lot of big volume. And the other way I want you guys to potentially position yourself, if you want to get more than just stock and you really are bullish, is maybe you try some options. The options that I'm looking at are this January, not 2023, 2022, okay? The January 150s. And I think they're trading, let's check. So let's go to the options tables. These January calls 127 days out. The strike is 150, and I actually bought them at the close today. In the beta test portfolio and for myself. I bought them I think I bought them at 1070, maybe this ask price. So you can try that position. It's very out of the money, but the thing that I'm seeing is some open interest there, and there was a little bit of volume. There's also a lot of volume on those 80s. I'm watching those too, right here. I mean, there was $10 million right there that was traded today on those 80 strike in the money January calls. So something to note. But I'm trying these 150s because I think that this stock could be a monster. Now, as you know, I'm not, market can do a lot of things and it could come back down. But for right now, I think odds are in favor that this stock goes higher. And it kind of reminds me, this isn't one of my bonus stocks, but we do own it in Revere, and it's been one of our stronger names. It reminds me of Upstart. Upstart has been riding this 8 EMA, that pink line, since it gapped up on those earnings and that base, that 191 area. This thing has been a monster. It's up 53% in 24 days. Kind of like that new in CanSlim. If you don't know what CanSlim is, it's the acronym that Bill O'Neill had created. Like current earnings, annual earnings, new versus old, supply and demand, a leader versus lagger, institutional support, and the M is market. What's the market doing? So these two stocks have that end factor, that new. This buy now and pay later kind of theme that's going on really kind of lines up with what's going on today. If you just look around, this has a story, and I talked about that too in previous bonus stock videos, that if you have the story, the fundamentals, and the price action, you could potentially capture a super winner. And I think that this kind of has the goods, just like my other bonus stock videos I put out. I want to give you guys the best merchandise, but with the proper risk entry, because you got to remember, you have to put stops. And I respected my stop on a line. It broke that 20. Now this thing could go higher, and guess what? I do not care. If this thing goes to 1,000, I'm not going to pout. I missed out on 25% gain and what have you. That's okay, because guess what? I'm focused. I have other names, and you got to keep swinging that bat. You can't go for home runs every time. I'll hit a couple doubles here and there, and occasionally I'll hit a home run, but I'd rather be consistent, and that's what keeps that batting average up for all your baseball fans. Okay, that's all I got today. Please tune in tomorrow to our podcast. It will be out, I think, Friday evening, if not Saturday morning. We'll put it out. I think we have some good content coming your way. And then check into Hunter's doing the daily insight market video that we put out daily. Check out his information on what the stock market did today. I'm not going to hold you guys up anymore, and so you guys can move on and have a great night, and have a good one. See you soon.